Hello there, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by for this live stream that we're doing today. I am going to be starting off with putting my phone on silent, actually. All right, so we are going to be starting off with Reiki for 5 minutes, and that Reiki, I'm setting the intention for whatever will benefit each of you the most as individuals. So that'll be the first thing that we do, and then after that, we'll go into affirmations and mentoring and answering questions with the tarot cards and all that good stuff. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and do Reiki. You guys feel free to adjust the Reiki from whatever's for your highest and best good to anything that's more specific that you would like the Reiki to help you with. Feel free to go ahead and adjust that. Let's just get started. All right, so we're starting Reiki at 37 after the hour. That means we're going to be finishing it up at 42 after. Welcome, welcome to those of you who are just walking in. We're just now getting started with the Reiki. Gosh, just doing this just makes me feel decompressed. Gabby, hello, hello. Aww. Darn it. Darn it, darn it. And I'm assuming you won't be in town again tomorrow, will you? Those of you who are new to the room, just walking in, we're just doing Reiki right now. We've got, let's see, if I could read what time it is, I would tell you. It looks like we've got about 3 more minutes left to go on the Reiki. Crystal, hello, hello, welcome back. Welcome back, Shakoya, hello, hello. I'm glad you ladies are here. Thank you, thank you. Everybody remember, put a thumbs up on the video if you don't mind. Also, share it with others. The more people I get to help, the happier I am. We like to make a big ripple effect around here. And you guys actually help with the energy as well. So it's not just me. It's not just me. Thank goodness. If you all knew me, you would say, thank goodness. If you knew more than the camera version of me. You don't? I was thinking that you lived way up north. I'm going to be at the Lakewood store tomorrow. Come on by. I should be there till 5. Usually I take off at 5 unless somebody has scheduled a reading for after then I'll stick around. I don't know why I was thinking that you work way up north or that you live way up north. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. I have lots of fun when I'm at the stores. We've got a lot of Reiki energy going out, a lot going to feet, which has to do with figuring out what your purpose is, whether it's your purpose for the day, what's your mission, or whether it's your purpose for your lifetime here. Well, I am at the Denver location on Mondays, and then I'm at the Lakewood location on Wednesdays. I have a lot of fun at both. Usually for me, there's a different crew at both, but always a good crew. Thank you, whoever's put thumbs ups. I appreciate those. Also, I can't tell if you're sharing this video, but if you're not, please do. The more the merrier. That's what I always say. Okay, let's wrap up the Reiki. Okay, guys. I'm going to be here for an hour, which means I've got 55 minutes still. So, what are we going to do? Yeah, you're right. There's been a lot of turnover. What's really cool is all the younger ones that come in, like, we're empaths. We, of course, take them under our wings and we teach them stuff. So they're all getting their metaphysical degrees just hanging out with the rest of us there at the store. You guys have a question, or do you want a message from Spirit? Do you need help with an affirmation? What are you guys looking for tonight? I don't remember that girl. There is a girl there named Ashley now. She's a little waif of a thing. And she looks like a cartoon version of a witch, I swear. She has, and I told her this the other day, so don't think I'm gossiping or talking behind her back. But she always wears these black boots, and she wears these black leggings, and then she wears this dress type thing that stops like just below the tops of the leggings. I mean, she's just cute as can be. And she is learning stuff fast. But she does. I told her, I said, you look like a little cartoon version of a witch from a children's book. It is totally cute. And that's been her style since before she started working at the store, which just blows me away. Like, what a perfect fit. You couldn't ask for a more perfect fit. Okay, so let's look at this question. What a great question, by the way. Does Gabby's relationship with Trey serve her highest good? I don't think you need me to answer this question. I think you already know that it does not. I think you just needed to hear that from somebody else so you wouldn't think you were going crazy, actually. Looks to me like you're always giving this person advice or mentoring them, but they don't really listen. They don't really work with you. They're not really trying to build a future for you. They're pretty self-centered, actually. Everything is all about them and their assets and their money and how can they do things. No. Even when this person has money, I really don't think that they, go out of their way to show appreciation to you. No. Six of batons in reverse. This person doesn't even appreciate you. Why? Why are you scared? You're welcome, honey. Tell me why you're scared. Anybody else want a message from Spirit or have a question or need help with an affirmation to create something in your life? I guess I could get out a piece of paper just in case. Teresa White, hello. Are you giving me M's birthday? Is that what that is, Shakoya? Or are you asking me what's coming by December 6th? What's going on there? Gabby. You're afraid you'll regret it. I don't need his birthday, Sequoia. You're afraid you'll regret it, Gabby. Here's what I'm going to tell you, honey bunny. It is really important to operate from the present tense, not to operate from the past, and not to operate from the future. And I know what that's like because there was this one guy that really got to me, and I kept thinking, man, if we get back together, that'll be so wonderful for a long time, for a ridiculously long time. But then I'm Scorpio, I'm loyal, that's the way I am. And then whenever I started thinking, maybe we're not such a good couple, I don't know if I want to get back with him. Even though I hadn't had the opportunity, I hadn't been offered that opportunity, I still felt really guilty for even thinking that. So I get it. I understand what it's like to go, but that's what I want, or at least that's what I used to want. But if we stay in what we used to want, we're operating in the past, and we've probably grown since then. You've probably grown since then. And so now it might be time to do something different. Okay, Sequoia, how about you just give me the first name with no birthday? How about that? Let's do first names only in here because I use the names to connect. So that's why I asked for first names. Let's see. What kind of time frame also, Sequoia? No, that's why you didn't say the name, because you knew I would be like, are we still talking about this guy? What kind of time frame, honey? Okay. Okay, you're going to be next, Sequoia. After that is going to be Crystal Harris. By the way, hello, Crystal. If I didn't say hello yet, glad you're here. Future of current relationship with Mo in the next month. Okay. Crystal. Future relationship. Mo. 1 month. Okay. You're quite welcome, Miss Gabby. Ba-da-da, Teresa White. Well, I'm going to look at that first question for you, and probably if it's your ex, that would probably show up. We'll find out. Long-term romantic relationship in the future. Also, I'm going to tell you, Miss Teresa, and you'll get to know this the more you watch me. I've been around the bend a little bit, and I guess I'm just old and hard and bitter, right? But for me, a long-term relationship is something that lasts 3.5 years or more. So if you want to know about longer than that, you should be specific. Otherwise, if you ask me about a long-term romantic relationship, if it lasts 3 years, 6 months, and a day, I consider that long-term. Let's see. All right. That was Teresa. Amy. Hello, hello. Welcome. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Have you been in the room before, Amy? Okay, so we're starting with Sequoia. Next 3 months for the Sequoia and Marcus situation thing that keeps popping up. Let's see what we've got. Second time, well, we're glad you're back. La, da, 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 da. Next 3 months for Sequoia and Marcus. I've got this duck that I'm using. It's a Ciro Marchetti duck, but it's written in a different language. So I'm still getting used to it. When I see the majors, I'm like, okay, what is that? I have to guess from the picture because I don't know from the words. Let's see. So Sequoia, here's what you start with. You start with the 2 of coins showing up in reverse, followed by the Hanged Man also in reverse. Remember, we like him. He looks like he's dancing a jig or something there. We also have Temperance showing up here, followed by the 9 of Batons, which would be the 9 of Wands. Oh, interesting. Ending up with the Death card. That's really interesting. I know you guys do cycles, but that's pretty interesting. Okay, so let's look at this 2 of coins in reverse. 2 of coins in reverse just means that things are slipping through the cracks. I'm going to back out of that one, actually, because that would be like a financial or a busyness type of thing. But looking at romance, for me, 2 of coins right side up is somebody is juggling people. This is not juggling. This is being very focused on one, letting one coin fall and focusing on the other. So this talks about the idea that if it's not happening now, I would expect that it's going to begin within the next 3 days at the latest, where you guys are really focused on each other. Whether that's official or not, that can be a whole other story. But even if it's not official, this is still being pretty focused on each other, all right? With the Hanged Man in reverse, this tells me that, you've really thought about the situation with Marcus. You've taken some time to try to look at it from different perspectives, to try to look at it in a more objective way. And you've come up with some kind of solution here that you're ready to move forward with the solution. So you may be saying, with these 2 cards, you may be saying, you know what, Buster Brown, if you want to be with me, you're going to have to be with me. You're going to have to focus on me. It could be. I don't know necessarily that that's what you're saying, but with that following that card, I wouldn't be too surprised. Okay? Now we have Temperance. Trying to find balance. If Marcus has an addiction issue, he may be trying to recover from that. But definitely trying to find balance in this relationship, whether there's an addiction issue involved or not. Okay? So trying to find balance, trying to find even give and take, where you're both uplifting and encouraging and loyal to each other instead of one giving more than the other. All right? Now, it's significant that that balance came up on the Temperance card instead of on the Judgment card. So Temperance card tells me you're really working on getting the flow right. That makes sense to me. Now, after that Temperance card, with this 9 of Batons, look here. 9 of Batons is getting ready for something, preparing, making preparations. Okay, this is not coming up with a strategy. This is getting ready tangibly. Okay. Now, what are you getting ready for? You're getting ready for the end of this relationship again with this card coming back up. So here's what I think is going on with you over the next 3 months, Sequoia. I think you're putting your foot down and you're saying, look, if you want to be with me, you've got to be with me, not me and every other girl in the neighborhood who has a couch that you can sleep on or a bed that you can crawl into. Okay? That's the first thing that I think. And I think that you're doing that fairly quickly, within the next month, if not sooner. Okay? I do think that you guys are trying to find some kind of temperance, some kind of balance in the relationship once we get out to a month and a half. I think you guys are really trying to work on it. You're trying to make it so everything is even and fair between the two of you guys. At the same time, with the Nine of Batons showing up here, I think you're seeing some writing on the wall. So one of two things is happening. Either you're recognizing that Marcus just can't do this. Like, your expectations for this guy are not what's going to happen. And because those are your expectations for a relationship, you're recognizing that Marcus isn't cutting the mustard. Okay, so you're seeing the writing on the wall there, and that's at about the 2.5 month point. Once you get to the 3 month point, that's when the relationship ends. So at 2.5 months, you're already mentally preparing. You may even be putting things in place tangibly to help you prepare. You know, getting a job that pays more, or whatever it might take to help making walking away from this situation more easy. I think you're doing that. And I think at month 3, I think it's very likely that you're the one saying, you know what, this just isn't working. I'm sorry, bud. It's interesting. It's not a tower card. A tower card is a big explosion. But it is a death card, and that's pretty heavy duty too. But it's not explosive. It's not easy, but it's not explosive. Okay, so that's what I've got for you. Ba-da-da-da. This is the last time. This is the last time. This is the last time. Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're trying to say, Miss Shakoya? You're quite welcome, my friend. All right, let's look at Crystal Harris. Crystal, I hope you're still in the room. Next month's worth of relationship between Miss Crystal and Mo. Mo. So Mo has two connotations in my head. First of all, I think about the Three Stooges Mo. And then I think of, who sang that song? What was that song? Now I can't even think of the title of it. Dang it. He was really big in the 80s. He sang White Wedding. Anyway, I'm thinking of this song. I can't even remember the words before it, but I can remember Mo, meaning more. Billy Idol. It's a Billy Idol song. Okay, so anyway, future of relationship between Mo and Crystal over the next month. I bet you I do, Amy. You just got to get it in the chat so I can see it. Ba-da-da-da-da. Oh my goodness. Is Mo an air sign? Because if he's not, we got issues. Let's see if Crystal's even still in the room. Is Mo an air sign? I want to know. He's a Leo. Everything showed up here but fire. Okay, so here's the thing. I think that he acts quickly. Actually, let me show you the cards because I know a lot of you read cards, and then I'll tell you what I think. We've got the Roi d'Epées. That's the King of Swords. Okay, the Roi is the king. And we can see that's a sword there. And we also have the Knight of Epées, which is the Cavalier. So the Knight of Swords, 7 de Coupes. Coupes, I don't know, 7 of Cups, but it's in reverse. And the 8 of Coins, but that's also in reverse. And then we have the King of Cups showing up. All right, so hello there, Cheryl. Welcome, welcome. How are you, my dear? You guys, I got the opportunity to read for Cheryl, and he is the nicest guy. Okay, so, which I always suspected, but got confirmation. All right, so starting off with the King of Swords going to the Knight of Swords, which is obviously why I thought that we're dealing with an air sign when we've got two swords showing up right off the bat. So since he's not actually an air sign, this is telling me probably he does have strong air in his chart, whether it's his rising sign or if he has a stellium and air or whatever. But this is basically saying with that King of Swords that Mo is somebody who he is really thinking things through. He's good at making strategies. And so he's making a strategy about what he wants from this relationship and where he sees this relationship going. He is getting it all planned out. I'm not sure if he's talking to you about it yet, but he definitely has a plan going on in his mind that is still being constructed between now and the next few days. Okay? Now, with this Knight of Swords coming up here, this is telling me that he is going to be talking to you about things. Also, I'm going to tell you, my sword suit, Speedy McLean, man, they're fast. Okay? So he may want to take action really quickly. So he's wanting to tell you about this strategy. So I would say by the end of next week, probably even a few days before that, probably by the end of 10 days from now, he'll be starting to talk to you about this strategy that he's put together about what he wants to have happen with this relationship. Okay? Now, Seven of Cups in reverse is not typically my let's take the relationship to the next level card, but it is a card that talks about looking at different options that would improve our lives and focusing on one and taking action on that one. Okay? So this tells me with all of the thought processes and all the strategy going on and all the communication happening with you, I think once you get out to about 2 weeks from now, I think Mr. Mo is going to be saying, look, I want to focus on this relationship. Whether you guys are already in a committed relationship or whether he wants to focus on getting to know you better. But he's not, at that point, at 2 weeks from now, he's not really interested in talking to anybody else. He wants to focus on this and give it a chance. Okay, now we have the Eight of Coins coming up in reverse. How is this playing out? I want to know a little bit more about this. I know what I would normally say for this in a relationship, but I don't feel like it says that. So I'm going to confirm what I'm thinking before I open my big blabbermouth. Hello there, Nikki. Okay, tell me more. Oh, damn. I think your boy here has a decision that he has to make. And I think that this decision that he has to make has to do with the idea that I don't think he really likes exactly how the two of you are progressing, to be honest with you. I think that he wants things to go faster. And actually, I'm going to take that back. I don't think he has a decision to make. I think he's pushing you to make a decision to go faster with this relationship. And what's highlighted here, what's interesting to me, what's highlighted here is about sensuality and sexuality. I don't have love highlighted here. I have family and home highlighted here. That makes sense for me. So here's the thing. I think that Mo is attracted to you, and after you get about 3 weeks out, I think you're starting to recognize, and he is too, that he's attracted to you physically, but the love part isn't there. Like that whole, we're friends and we're best buddies and we have this romantic love too. That part is not there for him. That part is not working out. And I think that he's going to be having to make a decision about what does he want to do about that? How important is the love part of that to him? Because it looks to me like he can see that you guys would make a good team as far as family-wise, and he's definitely attracted to you physically. What's Meatloaf say? 2 out of 3 ain't bad. But the love piece is kind of not there. And he's going to have to figure that out, what he wants to do with that. Okay. All right, so that's what we've got there. Good, good. Thank you for giving me that feedback. All right, so that was Crystal Harris. Amy. I still got 28 more minutes here. Amy, I don't see your question yet. Where do you want help with an affirmation? What are you actually looking for, Miss Amy? Or did you get a phone call or have to leave or something? All right, so who is this? I wrote notes about a romantic relationship in the future with the ex. Teresa White, that's who that is. I wrote a note on the question, just not the person it was for. Early 60s, I would like to enjoy commitment with a great guy. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Let's find out. Is there a romantic relationship coming up in the future for Teresa White? Let's find out. And what time frame did we put on that? Amy, Sierra, be more specific. I need to know what you really want to know. Bottom line it for me. Ba-da-da-da. Let's look at within the next 6 months. Let's look at within the next year. Is there a serious relationship coming up for Teresa White anytime within the next year? Blah-da-da-da-da-da. Long-term romantic relationship. Ba-da-da-da. First of all, I'm going to tell you, I don't see an X showing up here. All right. Hello there, Emmy. I go with first names, honey bunny. Okay, so what do we have here? I see some things coming up that have even give and take. But I'm gonna tell you, I don't see them lasting all that long. not as a romantic thing. Okay. So what do I want to say here? First of all, with the Ace of Batons showing up first, let me just show you your cards. You've got the Ace of Batons in reverse, Six of Denier. I don't know how you say that word. Six of Pentacles. You've got the Death card showing up in reverse. We don't like that. We've got Le Pendu. This is going to be the Hanged Man. I'm guessing that this is Italian since it's to Marchetti and he lives in Italy. And we've got the Two of Deniers. Okay, so with the Ace of Batons, first of all, you're telling me one thing. You're telling me that you would enjoy a relationship like this. Your Ace of Batons in reverse is telling me you don't really have the energy for it. So it seems like a good idea. Up here, it seems like a good idea. But as far as your body and your mind, when you're really thinking about this, you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to cook meat and potatoes every night again. All right. So you don't have a lot of energy actually to put towards a relationship, even though you've kind of got this idea of having one sort of romanticized in your head. Okay. Told you I'm skeptical. So now with the Six of Pentacles showing up as your second card, this is telling me that, you've got somebody who's given you some even give and take that's in your love life. I'm going to tell you with that Six of Pentacles, I'm not so sure this is romantic. I mean, this could be something like a situation where you could get your physical needs met if you wanted it to be that way. But I think this is more companionship, but I really don't see commitment here. Okay. But it's whatever is going on here is reciprocal. Nobody is giving more than the other. So there shouldn't be nobody should be feeling jaded. It's just not a long-term type of commitment. Okay. Interesting interactions, probably. Possibly not even romantic, though. Now, with that Death card showing up right in the middle, nothing really changes from where it is right now. That's basically what I'm getting off of that card. So I think you've probably already got some pretty decent people in your life that you have give and take with, that you have interactions with, but I don't see any big love popping, and I don't see any big change happening, at least not in that first 6 months. Now, yeah, and with the Hanged Man right after that, that is an interesting card because it says a couple of things to me. Because remember, when you're looking at the tarot, you're looking at what shows up. You're looking at what's not showing up. Remember, we don't have a Six of Cups, so there's not an X here. And there are some other things. And you're also looking at what are the implications of what shows up. So there's a lot of between the lines in tarot once you really get familiar with it. So this Hanged Man means two things to me. First of all, this means that you're going to be taking some time being alone, not really stressing out about it, not worried about it. Okay, excuse me. And that's going to be about 9 months from now. After that, and isn't it ironic, it's always when we're just about done with the idea that somebody shows up. After that, once we get out 10, 11, 12 months from now, probably closer to the end of 10 months, somewhere between that window of end of 10 months into 12 months from now, with that Two of Pentacles showing up, you're going to have a couple of people interested in you, and you're going to be interested in both of them. I don't know if one of these is going to turn into long-term or if you're just in a completely different mindset after that Hanged Man. But you're going to have choices once you get to be about a year out. So over the next year, I'm going to say I don't see anything that's long-term and committed. Health issues may be about that Ace of Batons where you're just not really feeling like you have the energy. I kind of do feel like you've been alone for several years. That was coming across to me more psychically than in the cards. All right. Trying to think, how long have I been alone? I've been alone since before Thanksgiving of 2019. A few years. Not that long. Not that long for a Scorpio. All right, let's see. Who is next with a question? I'm still going to be here for 20 more minutes. Nikki was up next. Will she be able to join TW Company in the coming months? How many coming months? I've been divorced a lot longer than 3 years. You're quite welcome. I hate to think how long I've been divorced now. Dang, going on 2 decades. All right, let's see. Let me focus. Focus, Amista. All right, Nikki wants to know, will she be able to join TW Company in the coming months? How many months, Nikki? You know me. The next 3 months? What are we talking about here? Okay. Amy, same thing. Time frame. Will you be able to start your own business by when? And I'll tell you why I'm such a stickler on time frames here as soon as I get done writing this note. So, Nikki, tell me a time frame, honey bunny. In the coming months. How many coming months? 5 months, 11 months, 84 months? Within the next 2 months. Okay, for Amy. Okay, so let me tell you guys why I'm such a stickler on the time frames. I'm a stickler on the time frames because if I just say, let's use Amy's question for an example. Let's say if I ask, will Amy be able to start her own business? What if I get a yes? Okay. Now, what if something comes up and there is no way that Amy gets to start her business as fast as she's thinking, which is within the next 2 months? And years go by and she gets sidetracked, and a few decades later, she thinks, you know what, I should start this other completely different business. And then when she's 92, she does start her own business. You know what the tarot is going to tell me if I ask, will I be able to start my own business for Amy? The tarot is going to tell me, yes, because that's the truth. Now, what's that going to do to you if you're planning to start a business within 2 months and then it falls through? You're going to think Amista's a liar. And you may even end up spending more financially, in energy, in effort, and losing more than what you would if you had the true heads up. Okay? So, I don't like to be seen as a liar, first of all. And secondly, I like to be genuinely helpful to you. So those types of wide open questions, I don't see them as genuinely helpful. So I'm always going to make you guys scrunch it in. Now, Nikki, you have not given me a time frame yet. In the coming months is not a time frame. Okay? So I'm going to do Amy's question instead of yours, and hopefully you'll have a time frame in my chat box by the time I get done with Amy's. And I'm going to be here about 15 more minutes. Within the next 3 months. Okay. Okay, but I've already started shuffling for Amy, so we're going to do that. Will Amy be able to start her own business by the time 2 months from today have gone by? Ba-ba-da-da-da-da. First of all, you're going to have to decide what you want your business to be that you want to start. It looks to me like you've got more than one option in mind. So you're going to have to make your decision first so that you know what you're focusing on. Okay. Emmy Bear. I was telling you earlier I use first names. So Aries is not going to count unless Aries happens to be this person's first name, which I would be very surprised. So we do need first names, as well as I appreciate the time frame. That's awesome. Although I have to tell you, I'm not sure I'm going to get to you because I'm only going to be here 13 more minutes. So, Two of Pentacles in reverse. You've got to let one idea go, or whatever. You've got to pare it down. You've got to figure out what kind of business you actually want to focus on. You've got to let something go. Okay? This Two of Pentacles, this is something falling through the cracks. All right? So you have to really focus. Okay? Now, we also have the Hanged Man showing up in reverse, which talks about take action. Take action now. Don't delay. Okay. Here we have reinforcement of what we already saw with this Queen of Swords showing up in reverse. There's something you have to cut off. So basically, Spirit is saying 2 is not going to fly. They've said it in 2 different ways now. So this is really highlighted, which tells me you have a lot of resistance to paring it down to 1. Because otherwise Spirit wouldn't have to say this more than one time out of 5 cards. So far we've got 2 cards dedicated to this idea of pare it down to 1. You have to focus on 1 if you want to really have this new business going. Okay? Now, or how did you word that? Start. If you really want to have this new business start, you're going to have to pare it down. You're going to have to really focus on that new business, and you can't have distractions. Okay. 4 of Cups showing up in reverse. Now, isn't this an interesting card? This card talks about the idea of not having a pity party, even though you might want to. So this is telling me that, once again, there's a lot of resistance to paring it down. And this is saying you're going to have to take that disappointment to start this new business. You're going to have to take that disappointment and let it go, not hold on to it, and focus on what you have in front of you. Okay. And then with the 2 of Swords, once again, what do we have? We have a decision. Decision. You would have to make a decision and really stick with it. Here's the thing. I don't see you doing it. With this energy that's on this table, you ain't gonna. I don't think you're going to try to pare it down. I don't think you're going to try to focus on this one enough to just start it up within 2 months. I do think you'll be able to get it started, but I think you're not. I think you're putting too much pressure on yourself. It's going to take longer than that because I don't think you're willing to let go of the other one. This spread kind of screams that to me. The spread is saying this is what it would take for you to do that within 2 months. But I don't feel like that's you. So I want to actually ask a different question. I want to ask if it's a good idea for you to get this other business up and running within 2 months. Is that really a good idea for Amy? I'm just being a sticky beak. No, it's not such a good idea to have it going within 2 months. It's not a good idea to really be cutting out the other one and focusing on this one. So you want to allow yourself some more time to be able to pull this off, basically, because you don't want to lose focus on what you've already got rolling here. All right. Thank you, Emmy Bear. So that was Amy. Next, we're going to do Nikki. I've still got 5 more minutes, right? No, I've still got 9 more minutes. I was looking at seconds. You're quite welcome. Normally, I would say if you want another question looked at, you should check out my website and see about my 1-question readings. But I didn't really feel like leaving you hanging there. By the way, guys, any gifts are appreciated. Makes for a nice, even exchange of energy. Nikki wants to know, will she be joining the TW company within the next 3 months? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Will she be joining before August of this year? Will she be joining the TW company before August 1st of 2022, please? Guys, if you have a reader that tells you that they cannot tell about time and they can't put timing in their questions, and timing is important to you, find another reader. Find one who is confident with that. Let's see, what do we have here? Oh, yeah. I think you will, actually. Here's what's interesting about this. Let me just talk about your cards first. Okay, Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Ace of Cups, followed by the Ace of Coins. 2 aces. That's basically what's telling me, yes, this is happening. 7 of Cups in reverse. Royal of Batons, so King of Batons, King of Wands in reverse. Okay, so here's the thing. We start off with the Wheel of Fortune showing up in reverse. That's telling me that you're not getting in there right away. There are things, there are snags, there are things happening. There may be communication issues. I think we're coming into Mercury retrograde before too long, or at least a shadow period. And maybe that's what that's all about. But there's something coming up where it's taking more energy and effort to move this process forward than what you should expect. When I'm seeing this card, here's what I'm going to tell you. If you really want this to join with this company, I would be on their butts like white on rice. I would be calling, hey, I'm just calling to check the status of my resume. Hey, haven't heard from you yet. I'm just calling to check the status. And I would do that 2 or 3 times a week until you actually hear something. Okay? Because it looks to me like with this Wheel of Fortune in reverse, you're going to have some extra energy and effort in there to make anything happen. So you're going to have to be on it. Okay. With the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Coins, this is nice. This basically says to me, with that Ace of Cups, you get an interview. The interview goes well. They like you. Hi, Dana. And then with that Ace of Coins, this is saying that after you've had the interview, it won't be at the interview, but after you've had the interview, you will receive an offer. And that offer will include what payment amount they are willing to give you. Seven of Cups tells me that you are going to take this offer. You're going to be very focused on doing well at this job because that Seven of Cups is in reverse. All right. Now, the Roy of Batons, that is going to be your boss, who is going to be a micromanager and very bossy. This could be somebody who is training you, or this could be whoever you answer to directly. I think you should prepare yourself for the idea that when you get this position, there is going to be somebody breathing down your neck, at least for the first little while, if not as long as you have that boss, but at least during like orientation or the first little while. All right. So that's for Nikki. Short intern period. Ah, gotcha. Gotcha. That makes sense. That is way too general, Dana G. I'm not giving you a full-on reading here with a blow by blow. What do you really want to know? Or do you want a message from Spirit? All right, I think I have in front of you, though, I think I have Emmy. Yes, Emmy Bear. And she wants to know, okay, the guy's name is Alan. That's awesome. Thank you. Is Alan going to come back around for a commitment within the next 1 to 2 months? Okay, unless somebody butts in line, this is going to be the last reading I do today. You guys can see how to butt in line if you check out my description box. Alan. Ba-da-da-da. Come back around for a commitment. With Emmy. Ba-da-da-da. Let's see, within the next 2 months. So 2 months from today, which is what is today? Today's the 19th of April, 19th of May, so by the 19th of June that we're looking at here. Okay, going to be here for 2 more minutes. I think it's pretty safe to say that Emmy's question is going to be the last one, because you guys know I usually do more than just yes or no. Ah, Dana, you've already asked. I'll get you a message from Spirit after I do Emmy. Nobody else after you, though. This is my last message. Oh, this is my last message. Guys, don't forget to put a thumbs up. Share this video with others. And thank you for all of your participation. Will Alan come back around for a commitment with Emmy within the next 2 months from today? Is Alan an Aries? He is an Aries. His card shows up right off the bat. We've got the Emperor, who is an Aries. They like to lead, naturally in charge. They like to be bossy. They're also a good friend to have. They have high standards, not only for themselves, but for others as well. Let's see. 9 of Swords. There's a lot of stress. Batons. 5 of Batons in reverse. Hermit. 7 of Cups. Here's what I think about this. I think that you should have your door open for anybody else who you see as a qualified candidate to go out with. That's what I think. Alan the Aries is definitely, he is stressing out. And I think he's stressing out because this is really odd with the Five of Batons in reverse. He may feel like you're the one, which in that case I would have to guess that you broke up with him, or he may be stressing out because he doesn't want to have competition and he feels like you have other guys in your life. So there's a couple of ways that that could go with those cards. I do think he's stressing out though because he thinks you're the one, but it seems to me like whatever's happened, whether you got rid of him or he got rid of you, he's made a decision. Even though he's stressing out about it, I think he's sticking with that decision, which now is, it's over. Because with the Hermit, that talks about not being with anybody. He is going to go through a phase of time where he just isn't with anybody, and he's probably going to be doing some healing. He's definitely going to be looking inside, asking himself, what does he really want from a relationship? What does he really want from a partner? What does he bring to the table? He's going to be looking at everything that makes him tick in that area. And then after that, I see him really dating around and looking for somebody who's going to be qualified. And we've got the Seven of Cups. That means lots of options. That's not focused on any particular person. And it's definitely not focused on commitment, not at first. So I don't think he's going to be coming back around for a commitment from you. I also don't think he's really going to be anywhere in the near future looking at a commitment with anybody else. Looking for somebody to commit to, yes. But looking to actually commit, no. Because in his mind, he's not really ready for that. Even if he thinks you're the one, there's something going on with you guys that he's not seeing that as a possibility. So he's going to play the field until he finds somebody else that is a possibility. Okay. So that was for Emmy Bear. All right, what's next? Those of you who are new to the room, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can catch me next time I go live. Okay, so Dana G, message from Spirit. What do we have showing up? Man, my chair is squeaking. I'm going to have to figure out where I need to put the WD-40 on that because that's going to drive me crazy real quick. You're quite welcome. I hope it makes sense, honey bunny. I know it's probably not what you wanted to hear. Okay, Dana, message from Spirit. What's the situation Spirit wants to talk to you about? And best advice around that. Dana, are you a guy or a girl? Just out of curiosity here, that'll help me get some context around some of these cards I'm seeing. Dana's one of those names that can go either way. I kind of feel like you're a girl. Just not sure. Damn it. You are a girl. Okay. So here's your situation. And this is what I'm damning about. I probably shouldn't have done that, but all right. So we see the Hanged Man covered by the Devil in reverse. Here's the thing. I think with these two cards, what's going on, Dana, is that you are waiting for somebody to quit their toxic stuff. Whether it's an addiction, an obsession, whether it's that they're so possessive of you, it's ridiculous. Whatever this is that's toxic, this is going to be something that's either an addiction or an obsession. Okay? And whatever this is, you're waiting for this person to stop it. You're giving them all kinds of benefit of the doubt, all kinds of room for growth. You're looking at their potential. You're not looking at what's really happening right in front of your face. Okay. So, best advice or the heads up around this situation? That's a really interesting card. Okay. We're starting with the Roi de Coups. King of Cups. The Tower. By the way, this can also be mental health issues. Three of Swords. What's going on here? With this King of Cups coming up here, this is telling me that you are definitely in love with this person, or that you love this person greatly, okay? So this could be a family member, or this could be a romantic partner. This is somebody who definitely is in your sphere of influence in a big way. Whether you see them every day or not, you definitely think about them every day at a minimum, okay? You have strong feelings for this person with the Roi of Cups coming up, okay? With La Maison Deux, this is the Tower. This is telling me that I think what you've got going on is you're going to be hearing, and I think what we have here is a heads up, you're going to be hearing something that's going to give you a very clear picture of where this person's headspace is with this Tower. You're going to be coming to understand that while you're waiting for them to get beyond and outgrow their toxicity and to really take strides to leave that in the past for them, you're going to be hearing that that's not happening. Okay. And I don't even want to say that they don't want it to happen, because I do think that, especially in cases of addiction, a lot of times people would love to be free of their addictions, but it's bigger than them and they don't know how to do that. Okay. And I think you're going to be seeing something coming up, and you're going to realize that I've been waiting for this. I love this person, but this is not coming anytime soon. And I think that's going to be something that really, with that Tower, it's going to be some news that really shakes you up. However, if you've been watching me a while, you know the Tower is just the beginning of the story. It does talk about that the Tower only happens because there's an improvement to be made that nobody's really making unless the Tower happens. So this thing that shakes you up is actually going to be the beginning of the path towards an improvement for yourself, definitely, because I'm reading for you, probably also for your person, but definitely for you. Okay. Now, we do have the Three of Swords behind this Tower. So this tells me that whatever this shakeup is, it's going to be hard for you to watch. It's going to be painful for you to see. And in fact, I think that you're going to be feeling it stronger than this person that you care about. Because, why? Because you have clarity. This other person is not in a place to have clarity right now. So you can see the big picture. This other person can't. And I think that that initial thing is going to be really hard for you. We can pray for them. There's always something. We can pray for them. We don't even have to tell them that we're praying for them. That's what we can do. And prayers are a lot stronger than people give them credit for. A lot stronger than people give them credit for. And they do a couple of things. Besides actually inviting the divine to become a part of the situation and to influence it in a positive way, there's also this connection that happens between you and the person that you pray for. Because even though the person may not know consciously that you're praying for them, their spirit does, which makes them more open to you as a person, because even at a spirit level, they understand that you're doing what you can to look out for them. And that makes them more open to you and less rebellious and less salty, let's just say. But yeah, some people are not going to change just by us talking to them. They have to come to that point where not only do they want to change, because my dad tried to quit drinking for decades before he actually made it to quit drinking. And he quit drinking 2 weeks before I turned 21. And of course, I'm 33. But I'm 33 for like the 19th or the 20th time or something. I don't know. I've lost track of how many times I've turned 33. So my dad has, like, what is that? Like 31 years sober now? But if you consider that when I was born, he was already trying to quit drinking, he spent 21 years trying to quit. He wanted to quit. And a lot of people say, oh, if you want to, you will. Well, yeah, but it might not happen instantly. So sometimes we have to understand that people are caught up in their own addiction cycle that they really have to dig their way out of. And it's not an easy thing. And I don't think that we can underestimate the work it takes to break free from something like that. Because I'm going to tell you, with the actual changes that an addiction makes in a person's brain, what they've scientifically found out within the last 20 years, when you look at the changes in a person's brain from an addiction, I think it's very overwhelming. When you see that, for me, that's when I realized anybody who gets sober or straight or beats any kind of addiction, they're a freaking hero in my world, because that was straight up miracle. There's nothing less than miracle happening there. And we are very rough on people who are caught in that addiction trap. But I think it's because we don't really realize that it really isn't a picnic for them either. Honestly, if you ever sit down and talk to one of them, they may not tell you that because they're scared shitless of what's going on. But the ones that'll be straight with you, they'll tell you it's not a picnic for them either. Anyway, I'm going to get off my soapbox. And I'm going to tell you guys, thank you very much for being here. I've been here over an hour, so it is obviously time for me to leave. Everybody, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will see you guys back on the next video, if I don't see you before that, for your own private reading or Reiki session. Peace out, everybody.